Okay, so good morning from Warton Stock Cars. So here again for another round of stock car racing bangers, mini stocks and junior minis. Fortunately, I'm not at Skegness, so for all you who are watching live at Skegness, hope you had a good evening last night. Hope you haven't got too many hangovers, and hope you have a good day's racing today. We'll be keeping my eye out on the results, of course. Just got some news, first of all, from the last couple of days. For those of you who are not aware, I'm sure you all are, but let's just have a quick recap. So last night, the results at Skegness was dominated by the Whites and Yellows, who won every single race last night from Skegness, including the meeting final, Mickey Randall 172. Sean Webster got a couple of good wins in the heats, etc., and 43 won the consolation as well. So it was a very good night, and 543 won the other heat as well. So it's a good night for the lower graders last night at Skeggy. It is always good that the lower graders do get the results that they deserve, because they all must work extremely hard to get out on track. And as Nigel always says, the lower graders are the backbone of the sport, so just a well done to the lower grader lads for doing well. Other news, we've got Tom Harris is in the America this weekend at Knoxville, so good luck to Tom. He'll be racing in the sprints over there, so let's just hope that all goes well for him. New car for Bobby Griffin. Well, it's a reconditioned car for Bobby. I believe it's a folding built. I've been reading through on the Facebook pages. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it did look a pretty nice car on the pictures that I saw yesterday. Championship Challenge yesterday. Now, it's tradition at the Speed Weekend in July to have the Formula 2 World Champion, who this year is Gordon Moody, the Formula 1 World Champion, which would have been Stewart, but obviously we do all know about his medical conditions, so Andy very kindly took his place. And we had the Saloon Stocks Max Stott, the 2 litre Saloon Champion, racing as well, and they all took turns in each other's cars and were timed. I think someone had a problem with the Stewart's car because the steering wheel came off, I believe, on one of the runs, but he was given another chance. I can't remember who that was, but it all turned out that Gordon Moody was the winner of that timed sort of challenge that they do. So congratulations to Gordon. Okay, now again, most of you will know as well that we do have the Williams Stock Car Grand Prix, and that was shown for the first time yesterday. And I must say, it was actually quite a decent programme. It was a lot better than what I was expecting. They sort of got the name right for a start. They got our name right for a start, which was good. They mentioned about being 25 to 30 cars could be on track a bit later on. I think Martin Bunnell mentioned that. And it did seem that all the drivers who took part really enjoyed themselves at that time. And believe me, Martin Bunnell might actually said, I believe, that he really enjoyed it. So that could be a good one to see. Now, we are going to be going on to the track in a moment here at Warton, because they are having a drivers' meeting. They have been given permission to go on the track to show you guys who've never been here before what the shape of the track is. So we are going to be going on there in a moment. Just going back to the television show, just like to say thank you to Ben Howard, of course, the Williams mechanic who races F2s, for arranging and setting that up. So that's something that was well set up by him. Okay, so we're going to be going on to the track now. So let me just go past and squeeze through. So this is the entrance onto the track here at Warton, because they have got an entrance and an exit down at the pit lane area. So as you're coming onto the track, this predominantly was an old quarry and they used to race here without the fence plating way back when, in the old days. But over the years they've developed the track. They've got the inner curbs, they've got the full track layout now with the Armco on the side. So you can see it's quite a good little bowl that they use here, so it's brilliant viewing for the spectators. And I'm going to go the stock car way, of course. Obviously bangers go the other way. So you have the starter rostrum, of course, you've got race control up there, you've got brilliant viewing, as you can see, all around. There we go. So the marshal posts are actually proper like circuit racing type posts, where they've been concreted in. The big tyres for the protection of the marshals. So we're going into basically stock car turn 1, and as you can see, it is a normal sort of tarmacy type sort of corner, actually, because the reason why I want to come on the track is that there is something quite unique about this track on the back straight, actually. So you're coming into turn 1, usual braking points, etc. We've got the mini stocks coming on in a moment. No rumble strips on the inside, but there is quite a big curb, so if you do make a mess of the first corner, you've got a nice big curb to take into account there. So obviously mini stocks go the other way as well, being the sort of Wharton's own version of mini stocks. Now, what's unique about the track here at Warton is, you can probably tell already, is that going down what would be the stock car back straight, you can actually see that there's like a kink in it where there's a little bit of right. Now, over the years this has sort of become more of a normal sort of back straight, but you can actually see on that inner curb just how much it turns in. So it's not too bad for the stock car lads, but it does mean, as you can see, it's massively wider on this side of it. Sorry, on this end of the track. So if you put in a last bender in, then you're going to have to really do some pushing to get the other car out of the way. Obviously you'll have the dirty part of the track anyway, of course, but it's what used to be called the kidney. It used to be quite a lot more predominant, but if you can imagine yourself as a banger driver, you're coming around a very, very wide turn 1 and 2, and now, as you can see, the kink really cuts in and makes it quite a bit narrower about halfway down the back straight. So that's just something a little bit different here, because usually most ovals, you know, one end is similar to the other, so it could be a case that the track can be completely different lap to lap, depending on what line you've taken. Now, as you can see, it is the driver's briefing at the moment, so all the drivers are on to have their safety briefing, and racing starts here at midday. So if there's any time you're not at a Formula 1 or Formula 2 meeting, come down to Warton. Again, I've been updated on the discussions with Orky, and it's still ongoing. So it could be a possibility of getting Orky registered formulas here for next year, possibly. Now, you can see Martin's here, so we'll just get Martin on. So that's the walk of the track anyway. So morning, Martin, how are you?
Morning, not bad, Brian, how are you?
I'm not too bad, mate. Looking forward to today.
Yeah, it's looking good. Probably about 30 micros, about 20 odd outlaws. Should be a bit of fun. hopefully.
Well, the micros do go well round here. They do get good numbers, don't they? And they're always really good fraction.
Yeah. Well, obviously with the club rules today, domestic rules, it's no followings till basically the final, and like you say, it gives cars a bit more leg, you know.
Bit of leeway, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's the one.
Get them out for the rest
Yeah,
of the races as
Getting
well.
older,
Yeah?
you know, your memory goes, doesn't it?
Tell me about it. Yeah, I forgot my overalls this morning.
Yeah, so I mean, like you say, if there's one on the straight and you accidentally running it, that's life, isn't it? But no, it's just an enjoyment. I've just come for a good day out today, just chill out.
Yeah.
Day off from the ORCI and just do a club meeting and just have a bit of fun and see what we can pick up.
And what I've just done with the viewers is just done a quick track walk, just to show them how different it is, this back straight, where you've got what they call the kidney, I've been told it was called.
Yeah.
Completely unique, isn't it, compared to other oval tracks?
Well, obviously, yeah, I'm more dominated by the northern tracks. I've been down south, not too much, but like you say, it's a one-off track. It's got its own unique style, really. It's not massive. It's quick, 11 seconds for outlaws and things like that, so you can realise how fast it is. But when you can still get 3 wide down some of these straights and round the corners, it's an amazing experience watching it, like you say.
Brilliant. And looking at the crowd in the cars, it's actually, to be honest, with everything else that's going on today, it's quite a good turnout.
Well, yeah, because obviously we've had the speed weekend, people over at Enham, some of the lads that have been probably racing today have all been over there watching in Belgium, and like I say, there's other stuff on here, there and everywhere. It's just one of them things. But it's always been a club track, and it always sort of like, it keeps its own fan base, as you call it. You know what I mean?
Brilliant. Excellent. Well, appreciate your time. I was going to try and get some of the drivers, but obviously they're all busy now. But have a good meeting, have a safe one, and hope we enjoy it.
Yep, that's what I'm hoping.
Cheers for your time. Thank you.
All right.
Excellent. Cheers. Thank you. Okay, so Martin, of course, is the photographer here and around a lot of the Formula 1, Formula 2 tracks. Obviously, we'd love to speak to some of the drivers, but they're all out on track now. So I'm going to finish off by just saying the next meeting here is 11th of August. I don't think there is a Formula 1 meeting, actually. I think that's Venray weekend. I could be wrong. But I've got a suspicion that that's Venray weekend. So if you're not anything to do and you're within an hour's drive of up here at Carnforth, just north of Lancaster, very, very easy to find. Go onto the websites. You've got the Warton online website, or just Google Warton Stock Cars, and all the information about the track will come up on there. My next meeting for Formula 1 is Texel next week, which is something I'm really looking forward to. It should be an absolute cracking weekend. We're going to be having the drivers' interviews on the Saturday and the Sunday. We're lining up some Dutch lads as well to have a chat with. I believe last count there was close to 16, 17 UK lads going over this year, which will be brilliant. So really looking forward to that for next weekend. If you've got any comments, please do let me know. It's love to have some of your comments back about where you'd like me to do some interviews, who you'd like me to try and interview if I can. So please do let me know. I do get quite good viewing figures on these videos, in the thousands, but I only get 2 or 3 comments. So please do let me have your comments and any suggestions that you may have. So enjoy whatever you're doing. If you're at home watching the cricket and the GP, hope you enjoy those. I'll be watching the highlights later. And if you're at Skegness, enjoy Skegness. I'm sure you'll have a good afternoon's racing there as well. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll speak to you all soon. Thank you.